In a quietly quiet city, its inhabitants lived a happy and stable life. But one day, a dangerous epidemic broke out in the city, which completely changed events and people's lives. News began to spread rapidly about this deadly epidemic, which spreads very quickly and affects many. People were in a state of panic, as they witnessed with their own eyes how the health system was collapsing and the number of infected people was increasing alarmingly. Local authorities decided to take strict measures to curb the spread of the epidemic. A curfew was imposed and schools, universities and shops were closed. Social events have been suspended and people gathered at home, with the aim of limiting contact and transmission. However, regardless of the precautionary measures, the epidemic continued to spread, and cases and deaths increased. People began to live in a state of fear and anticipation, not knowing what the future would hold. In these difficult circumstances, touching human stories began to emerge. Families gather in their homes and work together to overcome daily challenges. Neighbors exchanged food and basic supplies, and gave each other moral support. Weeks and months passed, and the condition gradually began to improve. People were vaccinated and effective treatments were provided, and infection rates decreased significantly. Life gradually returned to normal, but people did not forget the lessons they learned from this difficult period. Everyone understood the importance of cooperation and solidarity in facing crises. The health system has been strengthened and infrastructure has been improved to be more prepared for any future crisis. People were encouraged to follow health and personal hygiene guidelines, and to promote a culture of health awareness and education in the community. After the epidemic continued to spread and sweep through the city, people began to feel distressed and isolated. Flights and trains have been suspended, and strict measures have been imposed to limit large gatherings. This led to negative impacts on the local economy and caused job and income problems. There were many people who had to work from home, which led to a huge change in the way we work and communicate. Information and communication technology has become the primary means of communication and business management. Reliance on digital programs and applications for business meetings and distance education has increased. Over time, people have learned to adapt to these new conditions. Companies have begun to provide remote work and support workers to maintain business continuity. Distance learning and online educational resources are encouraged for students and teachers. On the social front, people are starting to invent new ways of communication and entertainment. Use social media extensively to stay in touch and share news, photos, and videos. Organize virtual events like concerts and art exhibitions online. With the availability of effective vaccines, the city began to see a gradual improvement. Life has returned to the streets and shops have reopened. Although people did not forget that difficult period, they began to regain hope and optimism for the future. The city has learned valuable lessons from this difficult period and has begun to prepare for any similar future challenges. The healthcare infrastructure has been improved and the educational system has been strengthened to adapt to distance learning. Companies are becoming more able to work remotely and achieve sustainability in their operations. Valuable lessons. We've also learned that public health and safety is a global priority. Efforts to maintain the health of individuals and society are becoming more focused and targeted. Emphasis was placed on promoting a healthy lifestyle and providing comprehensive and accessible health care to all. In the end, the pandemic remains an important challenge in human history, But it also demonstrated the strength of the human spirit and its ability to adapt and cooperate in the face of challenges. Through joint work, sacrifice, and learning from experiences, we can grow and develop as a society that is stronger and more resilient in facing the future.